Hey guys, change of pace for this video. If you watch some of my older videos, you might have noticed that behind me I've got a display with lots of video games and movies and shows and anime. I've never stopped collecting anime. In fact, recently I picked up a pretty sick anime collection, and the pile here are the anime that I've decided that I'm definitely going to keep in the collection for now. Some of the anime that I got isn't to my taste. Maybe it's like I'm not a big fan of isekai, for example. Some of them like ReZero, I like, but that's in spite of the fact that it's isekai, not because of it. And some other anime are just like really horny with not much extra going for them, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of those. But this pile I'm definitely keeping in the collection for now until I fully watch through them, and then I'll make another decision. And I wanna show the type of anime that I like, and maybe if some of these anime might seem interesting to you, maybe you'll find a new favorite anime. So I just wanted to show them off, and I'll start off with a banger called Master of Mosquiton. I actually never saw this before. I saw trailers for it, and the trailer music kind of got burned into my head, but I've never actually watched it. I just knew about it, and it's a collection of OVAs, and it's really funny. I only saw a few episodes, but I really like the humor. It's a little bit crude. It's more mature, but it's also a rarer title. I'm really happy that I finally gave this one a chance, and I'm definitely gonna keep it in my collection, and I'll watch through it and decide if it's worth rewatching down the road. But yeah, this is the first one that I'm like, absolutely, that's going into the collection. Sorcerer on the Rocks. This one, I saw a few episodes back in the day, and I rewatched a few episodes recently to make my decision. This one is a little bit more on the horny side. I want to say it's kind of got like Record of Lodoss War / Sorcerer Hunter vibes to it. Um, I found this one to be entertaining and somewhat humorous from the few episodes that I watched. The protagonist seems to be kind of a lecherous dude. I'll watch through it fully and decide. But I really like the medieval elves and sword fighting theme. That's a big theme that I really like in my anime, and this one fits that for sure. So this one's definitely going into the collection too. Shamanic Princess. This one, so it says complete, 3 hours. I actually thought that Shamanic Princess had more than, I guess, just 12 episodes, but supposedly that's what it is. I saw this one back in the day, and I like the themes of this one too. It's like she's got the protagonist has like she's a magic user, and I guess sort of shamanic, sort of ritualistic sort of magic going on in this one. I recall her transformation being pretty cool. I saw this back in the day, and I was really excited to see it again because I actually forgot about it for a while. This is another one that I'm definitely stoked to add to the collection, and I didn't even watch any of the episodes to decide to keep this one in the collection. Iria, I am so excited that I finally have a physical copy of Iria. This I watched when I was quite a bit younger. I think that I had a crush on Iria when I watched it when I was younger. This anime is really cool. The world that they created, it's like a post-apocalyptic desert sort of wasteland where there's bounty hunters that are doing their bounty hunting, and the protagonist is a fledgling bounty hunter. I like the dynamic between Iria and her older brother. She's like trying to find him. Zerum is a badass protagonist or antagonist. I don't know much about the D-Rights publishing situation. I think I have a couple D-Rights titles in my collection right now. I'm not the biggest fan of how they look, but but now I finally have Iria, and I am so stoked about that. It is such a cool anime, and this is another one that I didn't even need to rewatch to decide to keep. This one stuck out. The second that I saw it, and I was like, yes, please. Golden Boy. I actually never watched Golden Boy. This is another one that I saw trailers for because trailers for the anime that I was watching. Golden Boy was a common trailer, uh, and I recall seeing the trailers for it, but never actually dived into it. This one is one of the hornier anime that I decided to keep. I don't care too much about that, but this anime, like I've got a memory of it from back in the day, so I was like, I'll give it a chance. I saw a couple episodes. The animation seemed pretty good, like the quality of the animation and the jiggle physics seemed like they put a lot of effort into it. I'll keep it for now. I'll watch through it, and I'll decide how much I care about it. Also, when I'm talking with anime fans, and we'll trade titles sometimes. This one never really came up, so I don't know if it's a rarer title or maybe I just personally haven't seen it come up much. But I figure I'll give it a chance. Maybe the story's good enough to warrant having one of the more blatantly horny animes in my collection. I don't know. We'll see. But that's a cool pickup for sure. Lane, I know about Serial Experiments, Lane. I didn't watch this one before deciding to keep it. I like that it's a full show on Blu-ray. It's 325 minutes. I'll watch through this one and decide. I know that this one has a dedicated fan base to some degree, but I mean, it's a full show on Blu-ray, and I like ending up with stuff like that for the collection. I can just like take one weekend and just binge watch through it, and then I'll decide if I think it's worth keeping in the collection or not. Cool pickup for sure. Tales of Earthsea. So I'm pretty sure I already have this in a Ghibli set, but this one, it's a standalone DVD slipcover. The slipcover is kind of busted on the front here, but it's a hollow slipcover. It kept the DVD case in good condition, and the DVD as well. Excuse me. And one thing that I find interesting about Ghibli movies is with the English dubs, they seem to have a crazy amount of high profile stars that tend to do the voice roles. Like this, Tales of Mercy has Timothy Dalton, Cheech Marin, which is really surprising, Willem Dafoe, and I'm not sure who this is, Mariska Hargitay, but that's one thing that I've always found interesting about Ghibli movies, like Nausicaa has Patrick Stewart, among others. I should revisit that, but that's one thing that I've always found pretty interesting about Ghibli movies is the sheer star power that some of them have, that I find surprising. Neat title, Ghibli movie in a slipcover, pretty cool. I like that. 3 Slayers OVAs, and I am so excited to have Slayers OVAs in my collection. I've got the full show, even the newer widescreen Revolution and Revolution and Evolution are seasons, but for some reason it's impossible for me to find Slayers OVAs. So now I have 3 Slayers OVAs on DVD. I think I've got a couple on VHS, but I tend not to keep my VHS collection with my DVDs and Blu-rays. I definitely want to get them all. Adding 3 to the collection in one go is really awesome. The motion picture is one of them. It's not my favorite, but the quality of animation is really good. The story's fine, and I guess for anyone that wants to build up a Slayers collection, they'll definitely need the motion picture OVA in there. I really like the Slayers OVAs that have Naga in them, because Naga's absolutely just a insane character, and I really like the dynamic between Lena and Naga. I find it really humorous. Um, um, this one I'm actually not quite sure what the story of this one is. I gave the synopsis a read, and I couldn't identify it based on that. Although I have seen all the OVAs before. This is the Golem one, where there's the competing factions that are making golems. This one was pretty good, as I recall. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but yeah, I mean it's a Slayers OVA, and now I've got three to put beside the season, so I'm really excited about adding those to the collection. Ghost Stories, I never watched it. The reason I decided to keep this one, at least for now, is strictly because I heard that the English dub is so insane, and the voice actors like they didn't give two shits about the job, and they just went like completely wacky for it. That's what I remember hearing about it, and and on that alone, I'm interested to watch through it just to see if the show is or the English dub is actually as wacky as people have been saying. This one, it's I'll set aside a couple evenings just to watch through it, and I'll decide after watching it how much I care. But if it's just absolutely batshit crazy, then it's probably worth keeping in the collection. It's 550 minutes, so it's a decent binge watch for sure. Agent Aika. This is the second of the fairly horny animes that I thought I would keep. Both of them I knew about from back in the day. I remember seeing trailers for Aika. I think I watched a few episodes when I was younger, but I don't know too much about it. This one just goes crazy with the panty shots. I'll watch through it at some point and decide if I want to keep it. It's much lower on my list to watch than some of these other ones, but I haven't seen a physical copy of it come across my path before, and so I figured I'll add it to the collection, and then I'll watch it sometime and I'll decide if it's worth holding on to. But I'm definitely gonna give some of these other shows priority before watching that, like Swan Lake, which I am so excited to have in my collection. I grew up with this anime. I watched it when I was a kid, and it's a Japanese anime rendition of Swan Lake. There are some differences. There's the main conflict with Odette, and I forget the name of the prince. There's the antagonists and the antagonist and his daughter, who ends up being Odile, and there's this subplot with the two squirrels that I think I might be remembering incorrectly, but I think that the female squirrel had a crush on the prince, and the male squirrel was constantly trying to win her affection. Yeah. The male squirrel was constantly trying to win her affection, and I think by the end of the movie, she ends up giving him a chance. So it's like two relationships forming out of this one. This one is straight from my childhood, and I forgot about it for a long time, and I never thought I'd find a physical copy, but I finally have a physical copy of Swan Lake, and I'm so stoked to have this in the collection. That's absolutely amazing. Full Metal Panic, Fumofu. I didn't even know about this anime. I recall vaguely hearing about Full Metal Panic before, but never watched it, and I gave this one a few episodes, and I really like this character. He's like some like war soldier sort of dude, and he's like constantly anticipating like gunfights and what have you, even in the most like benign situations. So I recall I recall there's an episode when there's like a girl crushing on him, and he's all like, I wonder what she's up to. I really like the humor surrounding this guy in the show, and I haven't fully watched it. There seems to be only 12 episodes actually, but the humor around that character was enough for me to want to keep it, and I'll fully watch it, and then depending on how good it is, maybe I might keep an eye out for the rest of the whatever the rest of the Full Metal Panic out there is. This one I'm stoked to watch through at some point, just because the humor was good, the animation was okay. This is a cool addition to the collection for sure. Genocyber. This anime goes very hard, and it's been years since I've watched it. I think I was too young when I first watched it. If you're looking for an anime that like they straight up like animate like heads exploding, this one goes real hard, and I like the biomutant horror sort of stuff. Biohunter was pretty badass. I remember watching that back in the day too. This anime, from my recollection, goes really hard. I only really remember a few, like I've got a few mental images of this show or OVA. The main thing that kept this in my memory was the Fairy Dreamin' song. I forget if it's the intro or the outro, but that is an amazing song that I still have on my USB stick in my car, because it's just such a banger, and it's 156 minutes. So I think it's 2 to 3 OVAs smashed together. Regardless, I have never seen a physical copy, and I finally had the chance to get it, and I was like, absolutely, I'll watch through it sometime. They're not making anime like this anymore for sure. And the final one in this pile is Those Who Hunt Elves, and I remember it was on my radar. I remember wanting to watch it, but I never actually did. And then I had the chance to get it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Again, I really like medieval sword fighting elf sort of stuff. I see that tank isn't very medieval, and there's an RPG that she's holding, but I like elves, I like magic, and I guess there's some slightly more mature or crude humor. So I guess this one's maybe like another mix of Record of Lodoss War and Sorcerer Hunters, perhaps, with a little bit of lewdness in there. But I'm stoked to have this one. I'm definitely going to give it a chance, and it's 2 seasons of the show. Not much more to say on that because I don't know much about it, but it's rated PG, so it isn't too bad. This is another anime that I'm definitely adding to the collection, and I'm stoked to finally give it a watch sometime. And that's about it for the current pile that I am definitely adding to the collection for now. All of these I decided, some of them like are never leaving my collection. Some of them I'll give a chance and I'll decide, and that one too, I guess, because I don't know much about ghost stories as well, aside from what I've read online. And hopefully some of these titles seem interesting to someone out there. Maybe someone will find an anime that they really like that they haven't seen before. But it's a pretty decent variation of titles here. And yeah, so there's quite a bit more anime, but I haven't gone through it yet. I only want to show anime that I am definitely keeping in the collection, either for now or forever. I'm definitely going to hold on to Master of Mosquiton. Shamanic Princess probably, but I need to rewatch it. Iria, I'm so happy that I finally have a physical copy of it. And Slayers, I'm on the hunt for all the OVAs. I've got the entire show, and now I've got, I think, 3 OVAs on DVD. I don't count my VHS titles because they're just totally different ball game. Swan Lake, absolutely. Swan Lake alone made the entire collection acquisition worth it. This one, Full Metal Panic Fumofu, seems pretty good. I'm probably gonna hold on to it forever, but I have to watch through the rest of it to decide. Genocyber, absolutely wild that I found a physical copy of that. I've never seen that before, and yeah, so I'm really excited to go through all of these, and I will go through the other anime as well. It's possible that I'll make another video like this. It just depends on if I can actually get my ass in gear, and if there's enough other titles that I actually care about to add to the collection. But maybe this will be a part one. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it was at least informative or entertaining to somebody out there. Peace.